I just got home from work, so I missed first two games, but it seems that it's still peaceful at 1-1. And well, esken higher rated at the moment, but you may remember that kjjl already had a few upsets, so it will be interesting to see how this goes. Okay, and this feels like white is doing very well. It's up a pawn. This knight is trying to do something here, but it's not really threatening anything, I think. And oh wow, he wants to go here and then try this bishop to do something with this bishop. I think you have to take this. If you move the king, knight takes f3, forks. And now you have to be a little bit careful. I think bishop at g3 is okay. Pawn h3, just go king g1. And you covered f2 with the bishop. You could also try h3 probably. It also feels like a move that takes squares away. Taking the knight is also an option. But then, yeah, it feels a bit loose to allow bishop takes g4 and then all kinds of stuff is happening on f3 and maybe f2 later. So I like this choice, bishop at g3. So and now if this doesn't work for black, then you can already see the dark squares going white's way on the king side. Maybe just develop your bishop first. Play h3, and it's only a pawn in hand, so not too dangerous. Could even think about just grabbing this to make e4 a bit stronger. So yeah, it looks good for white again. Yeah, when black, what should black do? Maybe queen h5. But I also don't like that. He's trying something else. Pawn at e3. What's the point? Guess he wants to get rid of his knight. Like this. But queen takes d5, and what's the follow? Queen h3 takes and some knight check. Doesn't seem like that's gonna be enough. So, but you do have to take care of that. Okay, he's just gonna take. And if bishop h3 or bishop at h3, he's just gonna move king to g1 or f2. It's also fine, I guess. Yeah, and now white is just gonna take on an h3 next and play a move like knight at g5 or something. Ooh, I wonder if you can take here. and knight at f6. I think that's mating. If you don't take the knight, then or if you take the knight, it's mate, and if you don't take the knight, knight at g6 is going smothered. But okay, this is perfectly fine as well. All the pieces are in hand except the queen, and knight at e7 is threatened, and time trouble is there. Hey, CR7 asking if this is for candidates. No, it's not. Not yet, at least. But it's getting close. I'll post the link to the candidates document where you can see who needs to beat who to go through. Esken is holding on, but and pre-moving a bit, but it will be resigned soon, I think. White's just taking all the pieces and nothing to be done. There you go. Okay, and mate. Alright, that's 2-1 already. And Esken wasn't resigning, so maybe a little bit tilted. If you scroll all the way down in the document, you can see that the winner of this match faces you on it, and the winner of that match plays for a candidate spot. So they need to win 3 matches if they want to go through. Yeah, bishop b5. The safe move is usually e6 here against these. Bishop f5 is maybe playable, but it's a little bit risky. Take, knight e5 is probably strong. Now that he played this, e6 has been played. Could also play takes and knight h4 already, but e6 is fine. Yeah, he's going for at a6. It's always annoying, how do you deal with these moves? I think he's going knight takes c3 and then maybe knight d6, attack the bishop. You can also take the pawn and then give your opponent some material. But then your queen goes here and maybe knight h4 comes and you have some counterplay. But yeah, this is why it's very risky to try to go bishop f5 here. Because b7 is weak and yeah, just a lot of weaknesses. I think knight takes is correct. Maybe knight at b4 it could be played here. Takes rook b8 and you have threat on c8. Then you can play the bishop and castle. This is a problem that this is not developed yet. Yeah, and white's king is not easy attacked as well, so I think white is happy here. Yeah, he's going defensive, but now probably takes a knight e5 is a nice way to create play. I think we're gonna see knight at e5 here. Because you cannot guard, if it's hard to guard pawn at d7 and this sacrifice. So probably you have to guard pawn at d7 and allow this sacrifice. And by the way, this is also hanging after knight e5. So knight e5 is gotta be the move here. And yeah, I don't know what black should do. Maybe you should just ignore all threats and develop the bishop. Or not, but knight h4, yeah, same, ignoring threats and trying to create something. Because, yeah, if you can move the king to f8, pawn at d7 is not that bad. It's 2-1 so far. Hercules, welcome. So he's doing pretty well. Yeah, he's going for h2 after castles. I like it. You couldn't go here because then if you castled, then this is pinned, so that's fine. And you're attacking g2, but castles will allow knight e7. Yeah, it's more, I don't know, in the old Dutch it's more something like this. Yeah, and now claim counterplay here. I think black did okay here in out of the opening. He was not better. It's just worse actually. And now it seems okay, but yeah, I can do this, but just take. I was thinking first here and takes knight f6, but then the queen covers g8, so you have to take, because otherwise you made it with rook g8. Only move. But yeah, bishop covers, queen covers. I think black is fine, and on the other hand, he's maybe threatening stuff of his own already. Maybe rook f1 here, and then knight f3. You could start this with pawn d2 and see what he does. Yeah, nice. I like it. He's just going for this. Black is, by the way, black is one of my OTB over the board teammates, so you might find me a little impartial at here and there. He's dropped mate or close to. Yeah, it's mate. Rook g8, unguardable. Esken prevailed there. The knight f3 didn't work. I missed this trick. Okay, 2-all. And we're gonna see this at a certain moment, probably, as we saw in his previous match. And black can try to attack with h5, especially now that he white castled and black didn't. And as in all d4, d5 games, the battle is about who controls these squares. He's dropping material, but probably the opening of the h file is gonna be enough compensation. If you trade everything. So maybe you should take this and repeat with bishop at g2. It's still a possibility. it's going bishop g3, controlling this square. Maybe going knight takes f7, the right moment. Yeah, this is on, take twice and bishop e5, but only knights, they're not brilliant at blockading, as you heard me said before. So queen d7 seems logical, take the bishop. Or you do this, try to get a pawn here. But at some moment the attack seems lacking knights for white, and maybe he should push for this as a slower plan. Yeah, just d5 immediately. This queen comes here, you have e4 maybe. Yeah, I can imagine if bishop c6 he's just gonna take on d6 and says, okay, my king is safe, and I think I agree with that. Yeah, it was nice, right, with the bishops and the pawns on the other squares. And by the way, pawn f7 might also be a threat here in, on a good day, or just pawn e6. Lots of ideas for white, and he's not the one who has to move, so black has to figure out all those ideas and decides, I'm gonna go bishop c6. So pawn f7, rook takes, queen takes, king takes. Might be a little bit too much, so I still like queen d6, queen takes, knight f3, you just take, and you move the king over to h2 where it's safe if it gets checked, and you threaten queen d8 and f8, and maybe take the knight. I think queen e5 is here necessary. Or bishop h1 maybe. Yeah, and now white controls the pace. He could try rook d1. It's a little bit scary to offer trade of rooks, but looks okay. That could be Hercules. Mm-hmm. Knight e2. Yeah, the king is without a rook or a queen. The king seems to be good. Now you can imagine that sometimes white will only need a knight for mate, and he can take this. Yeah, take, take again. Otherwise, knight takes g3, rook g2, knight takes g3, and f2 might be this idea. But now knight c7 and queen takes. Very sharp stuff. Ooh, he missed knight h6. Yep. He missed knight h6. For sure. This is losing. King f8, knight takes, queen takes, takes, and everything falls apart. It's just checkmating one actually, rook d8. But it's gotta be over soon, yeah. Okay. Very sharp stuff there from both players. Probably not all correct, but doesn't matter. Okay, esken trying. This knight g5 idea. And then trying to open up things quickly and use the lion squares. I don't like h6 in this position. I think you want to go takes and e6 or something. Just sit on the extra pawn for a while. Okay, now he's playing at f5. I think you can take. He takes on d5 and you develop the bishop. b4, for example. Seems appropriate. You need this square for the king. And if pawn e6, king e7 or king f8 is possible. Best case scenario, he's gonna allow rook e8. He's not. And now you have to watch out for a knight coming here or here, but a knight is not immediately threatened, so you have some time. Black or white might try pawn e5, knight moves, and queen h5. That could be tricky. Queen d4, sort of forced bishop takes, I think. Bishop e7. Okay, he's going there. That's a nice find. Thought this was necessary, but he's guarding and attacking at the same time. And the pawn is pinned. So, but yeah, the queen can just move and then keep attacking. Hope for a pre-move. Go here. Maybe it's even best move to just move the king over there. Oh, my esken. I'm 14 and 8 versus him. That's probably all Crazy House games. But not lately, so that's way back. Who is going to sacrifice the queen? And knight at e4. But did he realize that the bishop is covering backwards now? I think not. And then he's in big trouble. There's something went wrong here. Takes, and now queen e5 or something. Seems good. And then maybe take and take with the queen, or do it the other way around. But okay, bishop h5 happens. Yeah, this is esken will find mate here shortly. Bishop at f7 and pawn at g6. 3-all. Yeah, I just missed bishop on b4, covering backwards. It's too bad. But tradition dictates that kjjl is going into overtime. At least that's what happened the last couple of matches. Ooh, esken switching it up, not playing the positional game against this h3 g4. He's just giving the bishop for 2 pawns. I would like to see bishop h3 here. As you can see, this square is juicy. Okay, I don't believe this is good for black, but alright. Knight g5 is not bad at all. Prepares bishop takes g4 even more. Yeah, takes now. It's gotta be takes, and bishop at d7 follows. Or yeah, this seems still good for white. I think white is in the driver's seat here, this game. I think after bishop h3, maybe you have to play pawn at f5 or something. I don't know. Yeah, finally he takes on g4. And now the pin is lethal. At d7 is coming. Whatever you put on e6 takes e6. Bishop takes f2 is nothing. I think this is not necessary. First play something here. Now he can take the bishop. So bishop at d7, for example, king f8, and then rook g1, if you want to, is fine. Now, don't really understand why he did this. Esken, that is. Bishop h4 is coming, so the knight needs to give itself away. But still, white seems to be doing good here. I don't really see a way in, but this could have gone, this should have been over here, after at g2 here, knight at e6 or something, but okay, still a good position. E3 probably good. Too much, yeah. Small sporting nations, not much to go on. Gotta cherish the few moments. It's going at e3. Keep this pawn guarded, but it does make this a little bit harder. Knight at g5. I think esken is gonna take and play knight h3. And that looks reasonable. And then suddenly it makes much more sense that you played at e3, because then you could have taken here. Okay, so what to play? Maybe bishop f5, knight h3 here, pawn f2, king d2, and bishop at e6 is a threat with knight g6 mate. So no time to take on g1. And it's threatened. Bishop f5 gives you nice control, and well, you can guard both squares with knight f8, but then you made him use the knight. So my move would be bishop f5, but knight g5 doesn't seem bad. Because if the queen is sacrificed, then the queen can go to d7, f5 in some cases. Ooh, why didn't he go pawn at f3? Ah, it's covered. Okay. Yeah, probably. Something like pawn here and sack the queen and bishop f5 or pawn takes then the queen can land on e4, bishop f4, the king gets chased around. If you don't take and you have to go back here, then the knight gets taken. So I think white takes this. Now it's just a matter of finding the mate. Could knight d5 now. Don't think too long. He messed it up, but he's safe, I guess. Bishop takes, knight g5 comes. It's not over yet. Yeah, bishop takes c7, queen d6. Don't pre-move, you got increment now. Esken did the same in the previous game. Sometimes you miss important moves. Bishop f4, bishop pawn f3. Everything is nicely covered. Okay, white should have won that game earlier, and he did in the end. So good stuff, 4-3, but it's been back and forth. Only kjjl had 2 games in a row so far. This is almost this is probably a classical. You could call this the classical variation of taking on f6. The bishop's out. White is trying to take over the center and plays like this. And wants to put pressure on this knight. And well, at e4 there's going to be a sacrifice since the d pawn is still there, no pin. So you probably have to block somewhere else. At e6, I guess. Queen d7. That leads to knight takes d5 in lines. Now you're just a pawn down and knight takes f6 is missed. Yeah, that's problematic. Nice play by white, but black missed some moves here, and he's gonna be struggling. Pawn g7 first, nice touch. Now as the king is on g7, and hard to cover against h6 coming. Now the knight just takes either pawns. It might even be queen at g5 as a move. Upper would have thought probably a while on queen at g5, but probably queen at g6 just. Okay, 4-all. Maybe taking a little break. As the rematch offer has cancelled. And 4-all, and yeah, whoever wins next game. Will have a big advantage going into game 10. And kjjl won his last 2 matches, I believe, with 7 versus 5, so no stranger to overtime. Hey, train flipper. Yeah, close match indeed. Too bad that some of this is not a game you want in a match. 40 moves, just got outplayed after 7 moves in the opening. Got tricked. Okay, I guess they're taking a little break. They are entitled to do that. Meantime, I'll do nothing because they're back. Those who are wondering what that sound is, I live near the hospital, and sometimes the trauma chopper is taking off right above our house. Okay, quick knight e5. a6 is aimed to avoid knight bishop e5, but it's also a waste of time sometimes. Yeah, rook c1 is okay. Makes this knight look. If this knight gets kicked, you almost have to take and go for the rook on the back rank maybe. But knight takes f7, I like it going in. Bishop not developed is usually a go signal, go sacrifice. And this pawn is also not moved, so that's an extra red flag. So how do you continue here? I guess I would try e3 here and just try to get the bishop to d3. Sure, also fine. If knight c6 you take and play knight c5. And at e6, and if the king goes here, then you take the bishop. And if the king goes up, then I don't know yet, but probably e3 is good. And he's up on time as well, white. I think this knight before is just a little bit too ambitious, not developed yet. Same rules as in chess apply. Develop your pieces before you start attacking. Yeah, bishop e5 and take the bishop. I think king g6 may have been critical, but okay. It's all tough. g4 now. King g6 to not let the bishop take in with check. If this, then this. Or even f4 or h4. King g6, knight takes bishop, bishop f7 is threatened, as well as bishop f5. And not much to be done. h4 could also be a move, but I like taking the bishop here. Maybe start with queen d2. Nice. We predicted the move. Because now 3 bishop drops are all checkmate. And the point of this was that if you blockade here, let's say here, there's no g5 blockader and maybe the king goes back. It's just a nice silent move. And now it's bishop h5, king here, queen takes, king takes, knight f7, king h4, bishop g3. Or just h4 wins as well. But okay, he finds it. Good job. So now he black is on match point now. And Esken goes back to his bishop b5 and he's gonna play queen e2 probably next. He liked that game. Ah yeah, it was mate as well. It was the same ideas in the game, I guess. But he played the silent move first. Yeah, but now he played this again. But now the bishop is on b7, so he can take back. And whoa, he's going for something wild. Knight d4, is he planning that? I don't like this for black. I was about to say the way you should deal against this is play rook b8, take, and go bishop a8. But okay, game continued. Knight f6. Logical move and probably also forced. Yeah, Esken can win back the queen if he wants. Queen moves through k8. So only one queen is blockader. This is also a move. The minor pieces are usually strong in this situation. And he got 3 minor pieces for the queen, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, knight, bishop, and rook. So that's just a very nice nice trade or even gain. Okay, so knight e5. The only way is up, maybe. Probably not, but yeah, I guess you have to go down. This knight d4 is made soon with some rook e6 ideas. So black bring the knight to f4 and go to e6. Yeah, I was thinking maybe he could have gone pawn f7 already. And just pawn f7, pawn d7 and go for rook e8. Very bold, but I like knight f4 as well because now there's no bishop coming on e6 covering the squares. So somehow you have to cover this, and you also have to calculate knight g6. So bishop f5 covers both. Yeah, king g8, rook takes c7 is you gotta be brave. If you, yeah, black is losing probably, so just try whatever and maybe you get lucky. Rook takes g7, queen h6 for example might be something. Queen d4 is worth a look in some cases. So maybe black can get back into the game. Maybe bishop c4. Get this knight away. And the bishop was covering. But okay, he's going rook takes g7. Bishop d6. Yeah, bishop d6 is also a move. Knight takes, I guess. Esken is not playing this optimal. Black seems to be getting a chance. Knight at e6 you just take. And the king moves to e7. And or just king e7 immediately. Yeah. Because as soon as white stops to make a move that's not check, you can take away this knight and then the king has a lot of squares left. White trying to lose this somehow. Yeah, exactly, train flipper. Yeah, I still think bishop takes e5 is good here. Because the rook is not dropping anywhere. Take, king here. Ah, he's found this. That's nice. Now he has to give up the queen. Good find by esken. Knight cd5. I missed that completely. But rook d1, bishop takes c2. I also missed that. Wow. And now king e2, I guess, comes. Oh, he drops mate in one. Oi, oi, oi. And it's over. Congrats. That was very nice to watch. And yeah, esken got outplayed in a couple of games. And in this game, he came back very nicely with this knight cd5 idea. But I guess it's not enough. He had to play rook f7 here to take the queen with check. But he didn't. And after that, it went all very quickly. Yeah, good games to kjjl, and he will be facing Juanet next. And well, where does his streak end? Well, we will see. Okay, guys, nice to catch you. I'll go do something else. I just got home from work and I saw this match was going on, so decided to stream first and do other stuff later. So I'll have some stuff to do, and I'll catch you next time. Hopefully, I hope you enjoyed the commentary, and I'm gonna send you over to Radon. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye, and have a good day, evening, wherever you are. Bye bye, guys.